drifting ship, I took a look inside. I found a note that someone wrote that said, take her for a ride. I set a course for sights unseen, went out to open sea. To my surprise, a bunch of sailors joined along with me. Now we're sailing on the mystery ship, and all you gotta do is join our trip. There isn't any cost of membership. All the sailors here are really hip. I'm the captain of the mystery ship, and I'm a-calling all aboard our trip. I'm really hoping that you'll enjoy it up on the mystery ship. So bring a friend and come along with us aboard the mystery ship.
Okay, Duska. Should we get this thing ready to rumble? We'd better. We'd better. Good evening, my friends. It's your brother, Zoso Dude, coming to you on yet again, another Saturday night. Sunday night. Holy Hannah. How's everybody doing out there? Hope you're more on the ball than I am. More on the ball than I am. Let me just get a quick peek around the horn to make sure I'm live everywhere I'm supposed to be live. It looks as though we are live and broadcasting over at Pilt Foxhole, which is phenomenal. And in Rumbleland. Okay, Rumble. We are rumbling. Beautiful. And there's somebody over there, so that's always a beautiful thing. Okay, we're good. How about here in YouTube land, home of the recently crowned champions? Yes, YouTube is wearing the crown, ladies and germs. Whoops, let me turn that on. For a second. There we go. Okay, there's the crown. There's the crown that YouTube won. I will admit they put their dukes up against the foxhole. And, sometimes it's kind of funny how things work out. But, yes, YouTube is currently the champions. Good to see you guys hanging out over there. Hector Morales, what's going on? It's been a minute, my man. Hope all is good in your world. So we're live there. We are live over at D Live. Look at those wonderful sailors. Look at those wonderful, wonderful sailors hanging out over there. Perfect. And this is a beautiful thing. For the first time in 2 months now, it's been every bit of that. I'm back live on Twitch. Actually, here's the funny thing. I've always been live on Twitch. I've just never personally been able to get over there and see it because they've got some, I'm sorry to say this. Are you listening, Twitchers? The head of Twitch, are you listening to me? I love your screen. I love your platform. I like everything about Twitch. But, man, if you get kicked off of it for some reason, it takes an act of Congress to turn your account back on. help me. I'm just trying to further your platform, okay? That's all I want to do is further your platform. I see my buddy Cab 7 Ben is currently up and live. I'm going to drop over there just for half a second. In fact, if anybody is over at D Live, just drop over there for a second and share the love. Share the love for a second. Love ya, my brother. Cab 7 Ben. There he is. There he is. Grooviest dude in town. There we go. There we go. Okay. Back to my channel. Back to my channel. Okay. Cab 7 Ben is one hell of a good guy. Okay, so we've established that we're live everywhere we're supposed to be live. Did anyone see the brand new opening to the show? Was I the only one who noticed? We have a brand new opening to our show. Yes. Holy smokes, Coffee Talk with Sandra. How are you doing, little lady? Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, the three beer men dropped a whole bunch of people in my lap. Thank you kindly, gentlemen. Thank you kindly, gentlemen. Good to see all of you. All right, let's say our hellos. Let's say our hellos. Crazy Chuck with a K in the house. Folks, I am ecstatic to share the news with you that on Friday night, Chuck slept with his head in his own bed in his new house. It took like 2 months longer, almost 3 months longer than anticipated. Escrow, paperwork, red tape, etc., etc. Chuck is now in his new home, and he loves it. He loves it. Everyone congratulate Chuck on his new home, his final home. This will be the last place he ever lives. If you were asked me, I'm pretty sure he feels quite the same way. Quite the same way. Alien Surfer Chick, how are you doing? I am excited to tell everyone that Alien Surfer Chick, better known as Kitty, is going to be a contestant. She is going to be a contestant on the Foxhole Squares. If you have not yet seen the Foxhole Squares, this is a wonderful new program, fully endorsed and backed 100% by Pilled Foxhole. Pilled.net is paying the piper on this one. When contestants win real gold pills, they are given to them by the mats. Okay, the couple of mats behind the scenes. That takes some doing. I also have to drop a huge nod to my dear sister Sandra from the Coffee Talk with Sandra program. A great show. She does wonderful interviews during evenings during the week. Drop in and say hello to Sandra. Give her a follow. Tell her Zoe sent you. And she's the one who really put the legwork into this new Foxhole show. I don't know how many people saw the show last night. Apparently a fair amount. There was over 100 in the chat room. We had a couple of technical difficulties. Things happen. We're working out the bugs, but for the most part, when I rewatched the show today, I liked it. We had some problems in that people's cameras weren't in the correct squares for whatever reason. Like 8 out of 9 of the squares were perfect. One of them was problematic, and then there was something going on with our two contestants. We actually never did see our contestants during the night, but they had a good time nonetheless. My dear brother Floyd from the Beers and Bros program, you may know him as Due Diligence. He won the big wazoo last night, took home the thing, and you know what? The guy is such an extraordinary and giving human being. He donated all the gold pills that he won to his competitor, the young lady who was battling him. They had such a wonderful battle of wits that night. He turned around at the very end of the show and said to our producer Sandra, he said, "You know what? Give her the money. she deserves it. She had me on the ropes, and it was fun. It really, all in all, it was a good time. We had some wonderful panelists there. Neo was with us. Web Gorilla was on hand. Scott 17, 451 Actual. We had, of course, Belushi and, of course, Bert Cocaine. It was really, really a wonderful Enoch. Great. I really like this Enoch character. I got to get to know this guy better. He's a very sharp individual. We had a wonderful evening, and all told, hey, you know what? You take the good with the bad. You work out the little bugs, but all in all, I think the show has a nice, big, bright, shiny future ahead of it. We're gonna keep plugging away, and again, every Saturday night on the Foxhole, on the Coffee Talk with Sandra channel, you can see the Foxhole Squares, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. We're getting it together. We're getting it together, folks. We're having a good time over there. And thank you to all the people who did show up. Hey, we had a good time. That's all that really, really matters. And Miss Kitty, I can tease a few things right now. Miss Kitty, that would be Norm's girlfriend, better known as Alien Surfer Chick. She is going to be a contestant in the next couple of weeks. I think she's going to be a contestant February 22nd, but don't hold me to that. I think that's the date. We've got some exciting guests coming. Uncle Krusty is going to be joining us as a square. Due Diligence is going to be joining us as a square. The Batman is going to be joining us as one of the squares. So if you are a content creator out there and you would like to be one of the Foxhole Squares, please reach out to me, ZosoDude at Proton Mail. Say, hey, what is it? Who do you got to know? Who do you got to sleep with around here to become one of the squares? And I'll tell you. Also, if you are interested in being a contestant, whether you be a male or whether you be a female, please also reach out, ZosoDude at ProtonMail.com, just the way it sounds, with a Z, no 77, ZosoDude at ProtonMail. Say, hey, how do I want to be a contestant? I want to win gold pills. All right. We're off to our hellos. Over here at Pilled Foxhole. Yes, AP 9889. Good to have you aboard. Coffee Talk with Sandra is with us, saying hello. Good to see you, darling. M1911 Zoom in the house. Zoom. Into Bushes is with us. Alien Surfer Chick. Good to see you. Just Rev, another fine Foxhole Square right there. Just Rev was on last night. He was great. Artist 61. She says it was a good show. Thank you so much, Steph. Good to see you. Crazy Chuck with a K in the house. Carrie Lake is with us. Good to see you, Spaz Yeti. Spaz was a star. Not yesterday, but the week before. Spaz was one of our stars. Hysterical guy. You might have seen him in one of the promos. Prairie Fire in the house. Good to see you. Good to have you with us. Man, oh, get out of here. There's a Foxhole Square sticker. Get out of here. Okay, I'm saving this. I'm yoinking that right now. Yoink. Get the hell out of here. That is phenomenal. All right, who made it? Prairie Fire made it. Of course Prairie Fire made it. Son of a gun. That is great. That is great. You got to watch that. I'm telling you, you got to watch that Prairie Fire, man. He will sneak up on you when you best be on your best behavior around Prairie Fire, because nothing gets by that guy. Nothing. Okay. Doodah Man in the house, all the way from Florida. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Whoa, and Nelly. Oh, man. Fantastic. Well, we got some wonderful sailors hanging out at Pilled Foxhole. Let's see who's hanging out over at YouTube. We've got Zoom over there as well. Hector Morales is with us. Norma Williams in the house. Phil Bradley. How you doing? Lone Uke. Man, it's been a minute, brother. Good to see you. How's it going? Outstanding. Andrew Schroeder is with us. Good to see you, my brother. Thanks for hanging out over there. We've got 3 persons now hanging out over at Rumble. They're a little tight-lipped over there. They don't gab a lot in the chat, but they lurk. And I'll tell you what, that's one of the finest things you'll ever. I love my lurkers. Thank you for lurking over at Rumble. It means the world to me that you are lurking there. Let's see. Oh man, over here at D Live. Oh, what a night, says No Effin' Way. I love that name, by the way. No Effin' Way. Good guy. Welcome aboard. Thank you for being one of the newest people to sign up over there at D Live. Good to have you aboard. Bad Zoot is in the house. Lynn Winters is with us. Peggy Dancer in the house. Mad Pogue sharing the love, spreading it around. Dandy 002 is with us. This is a beautiful thing. Spud is doing a little lurking, but he's there. He let me know he is there, and we can count on him if we need him. If we need Spud, we can count on him. Great to have you guys hanging out over at D Live. It's always a wonderful thing. And I'm going to take a peek at Twitch. It says there's 2 people watching right now, so whoever you guys are, thanks for twitching that itch aboard the mystery ship. Now, some of you were late, and that's okay. I don't mind you being late. I really don't mind you being late. I'm normally late myself, but there is one thing I want to share with you, and that's this. Because I worked so hard on it, okay? Normally, I play a little video break, and then we come back and we, start the show. Some of you were still hanging out over at 3 Beer Men, so you missed this. But, it takes a lot of effort to sit down and do some editing. And I'm not kidding you, for the last year, every single time I sat down behind this computer to start my show and play my show, I have a pre-recorded opening. And I hated it. The sound was terrible. There was just all kinds of problems with it. But it's an ordeal. It's an ordeal to sit down and redo your freaking opening. But you know what? I did it. I did it today. So for my little break video, I'm going to play this for you. So here's your opportunity to run to the bathroom, take the dog outside, run in and mix yourself a fresh drink, whatever it is you got to do. But if I was you, I would stay glued to that screen because I am so proud of this new fucking video. Here you go. We'll be back right after this.
I came across a drifting ship. I took a look inside. I found a note that someone wrote that said, take her for a ride. I set a course for sights and scenes, went out to open sea. To my surprise, a bunch of sailors joined along with me. Now we're sailing on the mystery ship. And all you gotta do is join our trip. There isn't any cost of membership. All the sailors here are really hip. I'm the captain of the mystery ship, and I'm a-calling all aboard our trip. I'm really hoping that you'll enjoy it up on the mystery ship. So bring a friend and come along with us aboard the mystery ship.
Well, I know when I see Duska, it's time for me to get back onto the main camera because that means the video is going to end any second. I've given myself that little leeway there. So how we doing, folks? What do you think about life right now? How is your life right now? Let me tell you how my life is. I have, what is this? It's 2025, February of 2025, for an entire month now. And for about 2 months before that, I haven't had a job. Now, I don't mean that I don't have a job. I do, in fact, have a job. I've got a very good job. I work for a very wonderful company. But to me, a job means a place to be, okay? I build brand new buildings for a living. That's what I do. I'm a superintendent with a construction outfit. And what happens, typically, is they call me up and say, hey, come to the office. Spend a couple days in the office. We've got a brand new set of plans here. Need you to look these over. Call the subs, put a schedule together, figure out how long it's going to take to build this thing, and let's hit the ground running. We want you there in a week. So I go out to the site and check it out and set up a perimeter fence and plant my trailer and figure out how to get power to it and internet and all of those fun, exciting things. And away I go, building a brand new building. You walk up to a dirt field, and when you walk away, there's a beautiful brand new building there, and you hand someone the keys and say, best of luck to you. That hasn't happened to me in months. The last ground-up project I built was, dear Lord, it was last summer. And since that time, a number of things have happened. We had an election. I have done a couple of little jobs here and there, small jobs. I remodeled a bank out in Grants Pass. Where else did I go? I've done a couple of things. But a lot of our people have been in the bread lines because winter in Oregon is always tough. And in summers, there's always so much work we don't know what to do with ourselves. So we bulk up. We bulk up and get lots of people during the summers. And then when you transfer into fall and winter, work starts thinning out, because a lot of people don't want to start their brand new buildings in the middle of winter. You don't want to break ground and be pouring your foundations in sloppy mud. I mean, it certainly can be done if you know what you're doing. As long as you are down into definite hard pan, it is not a problem to break ground in the winter. I've done it many, many, many times. Is it more desirable to start in September? The summer? Yes. I'll break ground all day long from March through November. Not a problem. Not a freaking problem. But we thinned out. We thinned out dramatically. And for the last 7 weeks, my boss was kind enough to say, hey, instead of going on unemployment, why don't you just come out to my house? I got a few things I need done around there. And we've done all kinds of stuff. I mean, seriously, I think I've shared this with you. We ripped out all the carpet in his house. We ripped out all the hardwood floors, and we put brand new hardwood floors upstairs and down. And each and every room, before we could get in there, we had to walk into like one of the young boys' bedrooms and say, okay, all this stuff has to come out of here. So we would bunch it all up and put it like in the hallway or in the guest bedroom and do that room and then set all the furniture back up again and then go do the next room and the next room. And it's been a little bit challenging, but I will say, it was very kind of my boss to not kick me to the bread lines, and I do appreciate that. And I hope in return he's happy with what we have done for him. I had this last week, This last week was particularly challenging for me because in the man's living room, now this is my boss, okay? He built this house from the ground up, all right? He's lived there 10 years, and in the course of 10 years, things happen. Your cabinetry gets beat up, the wife running the vacuum all the time, your baseboard gets all beat up looking and dings in it. And in his living room, he has this beautiful fireplace with 2 matching cabinets on the left hand. Cab 7 Ben. There he is. There he is, folks. up to his usual tricks. Good to see you, Cab. Thank you so much, buddy. Brother, you did everything in the world yesterday. I hope that's just a hello, couple of diamonds. Good to see you. Thanks, my friend. I see. He's still live. He just popped over to share the love. That's what he did. Love you, my man. Thank you, Cab 7 Ben. Thank you, my man. What a great, great dude. Cab 7 Ben came over yesterday, moved by the Holy Spirit. Moved by the Holy Spirit, the man came over and donated, I can't tell you how many thousands of lemons, but it warmed me right to the little cockles of my soul, and I thanked the Lord because his timing was, it was just extraordinary. I think each and every one of us has certain times in their lives when we're more, challenged, financially challenged, mentally challenged than other times. And, man, I was going through a tough little spell coming back from a funeral, missing a few days of work, wondering how this bill and that bill was going to get paid. And Cab 7 Ben dropped in yesterday and said, God, for some reason, God's telling me to do this. So here you go. And he just poured the love out yesterday. And my bills are going to get paid. Thank you, God. Thank you, Cab 7 Ben. They're extraordinary. 2 wonderful people in my life. The Lord and Cab 7 Ben. Cab 7 Ben is also going to be another star coming up on the Foxhole Squares. We've had him for the initial blast, and he'll be coming back again. So be looking for Cab 7 Ben. And in the meantime, seriously, friends, I want you to go over to DLive. He's live right now. Cab 7 Ben is live right now. Just go over there for a second. Give him a follow. Give him a like. Whatever it's called. I can't even remember. A subscription. Whatever you do. Just go show the man some love because he's a beautiful man. A beautiful, beautiful man. Speaking of beautiful men, I was talking to my boss who kept me out of the bread lines. He had me go into his house. And you can imagine this, folks. Okay, imagine this. A beautiful, and I'm talking hospital white, okay? Hospital white fireplace, mantle, a couple of windows above 3 rows of cabinets with shelving and doors and drawers and all of that. Over the past 10 years, the bright white yellowed. It yellowed. And he said, I want you to repaint this. And I said, well, I can do that. I said, but I have to tell you, you don't, with cabinets, you don't want to paint them with a paintbrush, and you sure don't want to roll them with a roller. You want to spray them. They must be spray painted for that baby butt smooth finish. And the thing is, before you do that, you've got to sand, putty all the dings. You got to sand your hiney off. You've got to pre-primer, and then you've got to mask off everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. I basically took the entire side of his house, and about 10 feet out, I ran a wall of plastic from the ceiling to the floor. I covered everything. I hermetically sealed myself inside of this plastic room and attacked. And in doing so, I captured 100% of the sanding, the dust, the old paint, the putty. When you fill dings with wood putty, then you go over it with a sander. I mean, it creates so much dirt. And so for days, I would go home, and at the end of the day, I would blow my nose, and I couldn't believe the stuff coming out of my nose. You wouldn't want to yes, it was brutal. But on Friday, when I finally busted out my spray gun, turned the pressure way down, like 18 pounds. I got a water regulator on there to trap any water. Sprayed that sucker up, man. It was beautiful. Just absolutely, it came out beautiful. He said, that looks like Al's Ferrari. And it was a wonderful thing to see something come to fruition that you've worked on so hard, and so you put so much time and effort into it. And that is the premise of tonight's program. Things in your life that you really maybe didn't necessarily want to do, but you ended up having to do them anyway. And then you poured your heart out into it. And then when it was all done, you sat back and you said to yourself, self? God dang, that came out pretty good. What comes to mind right out of the gate, is this little show that Sandra and I have been working on together. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm putting a fair amount of effort into this, okay? I am. I'm writing scripts. I'm locating people. I am garnering the questions. There's a lot on my end that I do, but don't even kid yourself. I'm not kidding myself. My dear sister Sandra has taken the brunt of the challenge upon her shoulders, and let me tell you, as a guy with 10 years of experience in television, this woman is doing the work of like 60 people. And it struck me this morning. It struck me just this morning because I was, some of the questions that I get, I actually go back to the 1960s and the 1970s, and I rewatch some of the old Hollywood Squares TV shows. You can find them on YouTube. All of the original stars on there, from Paul Lynde to Wally Cox, and they're all on there. Okay, they're all on there, and it's very, very funny television. It really, it has held up beautifully for 50 years. And some of the questions that I get, I actually steal from that show because they were hysterical. I mean, they were freaking funny. So, in putting this whole thing together, this morning, I was watching one of the old shows, and I got to the end credits. And I'm looking at all the names as they go by at the end of the show, right? Set designer, director of photography, graphics design, lighting, cameras, trucking, there are so many moving parts and pieces affiliated with a television show. It's unbelievable. I can tell you, I worked at Entertainment Tonight back in the 1980s when the show first got off the ground. Okay, I was part of the original crew that took E.T. to the fame. I mean, I haven't watched the show. I walked away in 1989, and I haven't watched that show since, just because it just doesn't. I mean, I'm sorry. It might be somebody's cup of tea, but it sure isn't mine. Okay, whatever movie stars and film stars and music stars are doing today, it just has no bearing on my life whatsoever. I am so far removed from it. I'm actually embarrassed to say I ever worked on something like that. But, when you're in your 20s and, you're going to college and you want to work in television, you're going to get a degree in communications, broadcast journalism, and you get your lucky break and you get a job on a show, you think to yourself, man, this is it. This is what I've strived for. And that very first time on a Friday night when you're watching the end of the show and your name comes up on the credits, even though it goes by so fast, your name goes by on the screen so quickly. But for a brief moment, I'm like, look, there's my name. That was a big deal to me in my early 20s when I was 22, 23, 24, all the way through 30. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I was looking back at those days, remembering back to being just a young buck in Hollywood, not knowing jack diddly compared to what I know today. And when I say it, I'm embarrassed to say. I mean it when I say it. I'm embarrassed to say I had anything to do with that. If it's the television aspect of it, I'm very proud of that. Okay, I worked very hard in post-production, in recording voiceovers, in making sure the scripts got to the research department for accuracy. We took the scripts to the lawyers to make sure that anything we were saying we couldn't be sued for. There were so many moving parts and pieces of a television show. It's insane. We had 120 people on staff at ET back in the 80s. 120 people it took to get that show up and on the air each and every day. And I'm looking at Sandra, and I'm looking at the quality of the show that she has produced by herself. By herself. And it is absolutely astounding. It is astounding. And I want to make you guys laugh. I wish to God that I had a screenshot. I'm going to show you a little behind the scenes. Can I take you behind the scenes of the mystery ship? Okay. This is Command Central for me. This is what Command Central looks. Here you are. You're talking to the mic. Pretend you are Zoso Dude right now. This is you. You're talking into the mic. So in front of me, I have all my screens. Okay. So over here is where I watch. This is where I watch Foxhole, and this is where I watch. Wait, where's my cursor? This is where I watch YouTube. This is where I watch Rumble. You're all here. You're all here. Then I go over to this side, and this is where I watch. This is where I watch D Live, and this is where I watch Rumble. Wait, excuse me, Twitch. Where's my Twitch? Oh, I closed out of Twitch. I didn't even realize I closed out of it. Okay, this is where I watch D Live and Twitch right here. Boom. There we go. And then over here on my right-hand side, I've got yet another screen. So this is the screen over here. This is my active screen. Anything that I want to play for you guys to see, I put over here on this screen. For instance, right here, I'm going to turn the volume off. This is the beginning of my show. This is the beginning of my show right here, the one I played this morning. And behind this, I've got all kinds of other things brought up, okay? You guys have seen this. You've all seen this a million times, right? Now you know how I do stuff. There's no more magic. There's no more magic. When I play this little video, that is, you know this one. This is all the different, you know that one. That's one of the regular videos I play. Up above me is the mother of all bombs, okay? That's this screen. This, folks, on a big television screen, that is my OBS, okay? My online broadcasting system. That's the big dog up here. All right? So whatever is in this square, that is what you guys are looking at right now. Whatever I have in this square, that's what you guys are watching. So I want you to see how minimal. Look down here. I've got some audio settings here, right? Here's my different audio settings. I've got 6 of them. All right. And over here, these are my different cameras, okay? So when I'm talking to you guys right now, I'm on this camera. Okay? That is this very camera in my hand. That's this camera in my hand. If I want to change cameras, I go over to here. And I click on this one, third cam. That's this camera right over here. Can you see that camera? Oh, no, you can't because I've changed. That's my other camera. It shows off my Harleys. It shows off a backside of the mystery ship that you don't get to see very often. I also have another camera around here somewhere. Where the hell is it? Extension cam. Where's that? Yep, there it is. It's up in the rafters up there. You can see. So, I mean, I've got cameras all over the place. But let's get back to the main camera. Let's get back to the main camera for a second. Do you see in the bottom of my OBS, right? These are my scenes, and every one of these correlates to this box here, okay? We are on the main camera right now, and that pertains to this video capture device, the one in my hand, okay? And there's the microphone that I'm using. So that's how that works. If you guys could see what Coffee Talk with Sandra's OBS looks like for the game show that we play, there are, may God strike me dead right now as I speak if I'm lying, there are like 800 boxes across her screen. And each and every time something happens, she's got to do it lickety-split. Oh, you just picked Enoch. She's got to go find the Enoch square. She clicks on that. Then she's got to pick the contestant. She's got to go back to the contestant square. Then she's got to go to the host because Zoso's talking to you. Boom, back to the host. I don't know how she freaking does it. I don't. This is where I got to give credit, where credit is due. I wouldn't. Not only do I not think I could run it, but how the hell do you set something like that up in the first place? Holy guacamole! I'm good at the things that I do. I'm good at the things that I do. And I like to keep things basic and minimal and understand, if I can keep it down to 5 or 6 moving parts, man, I can make something attractive and worthwhile. But an undertaking like the Foxhole Squares, I'm so thankful that my life is centered around putting up a wall of plastic and sanding some cabinets down for a few days and then spraying some paint on it and then cleaning up my mess and going home with the living room put all back together and the furniture back and have my boss walk in that night and say, "Wow, man, it looks great." That to me, that's a day's work gone well. Holy Hannah, I gotta tell you, man, I'm old school. I will probably always be old school. They the expression, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. There's nothing wrong with that to me. I like that expression. I think it's one of the most true and wonderful expressions that they ever came up with. Seriously. Can't teach an old dog new tricks. I don't want to learn any new tricks. I'm having a hard enough time I am an analog guy living in a digital world, and all I have to do is eke out, knock on wood, dear Lord, knock on wood, give me another 20 good years of this, and I'll be happy. But as far as the future goes and all of the technology and everything that is flying at us, I don't grasp it. I just don't grasp it. There's Sandra's right there. She goes, "Thank you." Means so very. I mean every word of it, darling. I mean every word of it. I mean, you. I'll bet you got a laugh when you saw how basic my system is. Like, oh my God, that guy. I could do his show with my eyes closed. I bet you could. You probably could. All right. We're going to be back. I'm going to be opening up the phones. I want to hear from you people on a couple of different topics. I really do. This is one of those nights where I need my people, but we're not going to do it until after I play a little commercial, because somebody I know, and that would be me, not you, has drunk way too much water, so I need to sneak outside for a second, outside of my barn here, and take care of a little business, if you know what I mean. It's that voodoo that I do behind the scenes that you'll never know about. We'll be back right after this little video. Now that you know where it comes from, you know that I'm playing this television right over here, and then it's going to come up on that big screen right up there, and then you'll be watching it. And while you're doing that, just imagine me running out the garage and taking care of myself, relieving myself. We'll be back after this right here. Why do we sail upon the mystery ship? 'Cause we never know where we'll go next. This right here, folks, is where I like to take a second to thank the beautiful people, and the beautiful people are you. That is you, my friends, the ones who keep this boat afloat. Yes, if it wasn't for your mind-blowing donations in my general direction, seriously, it means the world to me that you guys choose to send some lemon love my way, or some gold pill love my way, and the occasional surprises that I find in my PayPal and my Cash App further solidify my thinking that I've got the greatest sailors in all of the world. In all of the world. But the truth of the matter is this. one of the greatest ways that you can help this show and help me personally doesn't cost a single nickel, not a penny, nothing, nada. All you got to do is tell a friend about this show. Say, look, there's this crazy old biker guy. His show is basically about nothing, but he gets all these people together every few nights a week. They talk about crazy stuff from old nostalgia to whatever he brings up on the screen that night and starts yapping about. And people call in and give their ideas on a topic, and then to top it off, he jumps on one of his two Harleys. Where is it? Right there? Yes. He jumps on one of his two Harleys. Libby, and Peggy. Libby and Peggy. And he rides around the whole country and meets the people who watch his show. He pulls up in their driveway and says, hey, how you doing? I'm so-so. I saw you 2 years ago in my chat. I always wanted to meet you. How you doing? Just by sharing this show with your friends, your neighbors, your cousins, the guy across the back fence, the people at the water cooler, bit by bit, this show is surprisingly, it's growing. I mean, look at this. Tonight, when I tuned in tonight, there was, look at that. There were 2 people at YouTube. Now there's a room full. Look at him. Rain Cry. How you doing? Gary Flessner. Gary Flessner. In the chat, ladies and gentlemen, over there at YouTube. Drop in and show the man some love. He says he's almost died 3 times. He works his ass off to stay alive. Looks like he gets to go home after an 8-minute fight. Wow. Gary, good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Wow. Look at that. Drop in over at YouTube and say hello to Gary, would you? Tell him we freaking love this guy. Yes, Prairie Fire. He has a picture of me parking in his neighborhood there in Wisconsin. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Very nice indeed. If it wasn't for you guys, tonight when I tuned in here at DLive, there was a note in the middle of my page, and the note said, let's see if I can find this guy. I like it. I liked his name. I mentioned it first thing this morning. First thing on the show. Where is he? Holy smokes, Cab 7 Ben just went absolutely bonkers with his, it was no effing way. And the first thing he said to me is, hello, bro, how you doing tonight? A brand new sailor over there at DLive, hollering out to me, saying, how you doing? When I signed in at DLive tonight, and the first thing I saw is that No Effin' Way is now part of your sailing crew. I was tickled pink. First thing I thought to myself is, man, I got to get this guy some a t-shirt or a hat or something, you know. I found this in a box. It's a little dirty. I couldn't send that to anybody. It has to be a brand new shiny hat. I need to get some more hats. I need to get some more mugs. Let me ask this. This is what I need to ask, because I'm about to order up. I'm about to order up some more goodies. You know, those of you who have watched this show from its inception, whoever can remember back that far, back when the show first started, when this show first started, every Sunday night was giveaway night. You guys remember that? Back in those days? Every Sunday night, I gave away some kind of prize. Whether it was a Mambo mug, or a hat, or silly little things like, boy, this one's really dirty now, a mouse pad, mystery ship mouse pad. God, that's filthy. That is just absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. I had all kinds of stuff. And I want to do it again. I need to give away our Mambo mugs. Are those still good? Are Mambo mugs still the thing everybody wants to win? Because I've had people write me and say, dude, I have tried to ring your phone to win a Mambo mug, and I always miss out. Can't I just buy one? Can't you just sell me one? I mean, I'll pay for it. And I'm like, no, the only way to get a Mambo mug is you have to win it on the air. And I've remained true. To that. There's just something special about calling into a show and that being the only way you can win something. Look, Dave Mick says he loves his Mambo mug. Here's what Rooster says, 4 mugs. Holy smokes. Okay, help me out right now. If you have won a mug, won a mug on this program, I want you to put an X in the chat for me. Put an X in the chat if you have won a mug from this program. I just want to see how many mugs are out there. Now, granted, a lot of the people who initially won mugs probably aren't watching anymore, and that's okay. That's okay. But if you have won a mug on this show, I want you to just put an X in the chat. Okay, Artist61, she has won one. Prairie Fire has got one. Bruce Q. Wayne. Sigurd has one. Dave Mick has one. I hand-delivered Spazzo Yeti his. Rooster's 50. Oh, yeah, Rooster has scored himself a few mugs. Doodah Man. Well, Rick Carmen's got a mug. Willie Fix-It. He won 2, broke 1. Now it's just a pen holder. Oh, you broke the handle off. Syllabor. Good to see you, my man. He's got a mug. Wow. That's awesome. I know that Spud is currently lurking, but if he could be here, he would put several X's there because I think he's got a number of mugs. Okay, so it's a yes on the Mambo mugs. That's, I'm very proud of those Mambo mugs. That picture on the front of the Mambo mug. Do I have it? Do I have it on my computer? Hang on a second. Hang on just a cotton picking second. Where is it? I've got 2 pictures that were taken on January 6th. Here's one of them. Let's open that up. Let's just open that up. Here we go. There we go. Let's put this on the screen. I can figure out how. There we go. All right. This is January 6th at the Capitol. There is the Capitol behind us. This is just before people started breaking windows and all of the bullshit that went on that day. Prior to that, we were just a bunch of people hanging out. See all the beautiful people hanging out? We were singing Kumbaya, arm in arm down there. Millions of freaking people down there. All of us just, look, smiling, having a good time. Look at this guy. He's like, I wish I was cool enough to be in these guys' picture. Joey Mormon, 412 and on, Season Pixels, Red Pill 78, my dear brother Craig. What a great dude. Brad CGZ. If I had waited 3 seconds, Abe would have been here. Abe would have been in this picture. This is me, and I have my camera on a photo stick. But somewhere, where's the other picture? Where's the picture from the Mambo mug? Where is it? I have it on my desktop. I have it on my desktop somewhere. I've got way too many pictures on my desktop. Our dear sister Neo is the one who took the picture that is on the Mambo mug. Neo took that picture. Had I known, I would have insisted that she be in the picture. Had I known then what I know now, man, I would have grabbed somebody, anybody, and said, do me a favor, take a picture of Neo. Get over here. That kid That kid is amazing. Neo is one of the sweetest. When I went to visit Neo in Chicago, I was all excited. You know, I'm entering Chicago, and we've got plans. Me and Neo, you know, we talked earlier in the day. I said, "Hey, let's go grab a bite. I'm dying to hit a White Castle. You might laugh, but I love those White Castle hamburgers. Those little teeny tiny. Anybody back in, you know, Illinois, Indiana, you guys know what White Castle hamburgers are. They're like this big, and the hamburger patty is like a quarter of an inch thick. They're ridiculous. They're perfectly ridiculous, but I love them. So I had plans to meet Neo, and I'm riding along, heading into downtown Chicago, and I'm so excited about meeting Neo that I'm not even watching my gas tank, and the warning light came on, and I just kept riding along. I was going through a little town called Elgin, which happens to be the town that Craig Mason is from. So I'm riding along on my Harley, going through Elgin, and I take a picture of the city of Elgin, and I text it to Craig Mason, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, I'm going through your old town right now." One hand on the handlebar, one hand sending a text, and all of a sudden, I hear this, and I'm like, "Oh, shit." And I look down, I see that my warning light is on, and I see that my needle is buried in the E. And I had just enough momentum to coast off the freeway and coast down the bottom of an off-ramp. And I sat there thinking, oh, my God, what am I going to do? So I call Neo, and I'm not kidding you. In 15 minutes, she showed up with a gas can full of gas, a smile from ear to ear. That kid she and her mom saved my ass. They saved my ass. I mean, that is one of just hundreds of stories that I could share with you. I was out in the middle of nowhere. I want to say Missouri, but it might have been Nebraska. And I'm riding along, and I go to shift, and there's nothing to shift. My shifter is like, I look down, and my shifter is it's limp. And so I pull over, and the shift linkage that switches gears on your motor, you know, there's a little lever, you either step on it or you lift it up with your toe. Mine has come completely disconnected, and it's not like I lost a bolt or something. The freaking thing snapped in half. It snapped in half. You're not going to find these in the middle of a cornfield somewhere, okay? You're not even going to I flagged down the next truck that came by, and it was some good old, might have been Kansas. I think it was Kansas. Some good old farm boy. He gets out and he looks, he goes, "Having trouble, mister?" I said, "Yeah, man, I'm in a world of hurt here." I said, I can't shift my motorcycle. I'm stranded. I said, I don't suppose there's a Harley dealer around. He goes, "Yeah, about 3.5 hours from here, there's a dealer down in," I can't remember. And wouldn't you know it, this guy, he found some tape and a stick and some baling wire, you know, for baling up hay. And we jury-rigged a little figure eight of wire that somehow miraculously held my shift linkage together so I could at least shift the bike and get down the road. And, I mean, I'll never forget it. I asked him for his name and his address because I wanted to send him something. And, of course, being Zoso dude, I put it someplace and I never found it again. Now, it could be, for all I know, it could be in the bottom of Peggy over there. It could be in the bottom of her box. I'm hoping that one day I find this guy's. I hope I find his number again, because the guy really. What do you do? What do you do in a situation like that? You say you've been saved. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Look at that! Look at that! Look at that picture of Neo and Neoma. Perry Fire has got this guy's got more stickers. Holy smokes! Holy smokes! A hay baler. A hay baler. Anyway, has there ever been a time when I'm going to open up the phones right now. I'm opening up the phones. Let me take a second and throw the number on the screen. Throw a number on the screen. Here we go. Here it is. There it is. Yes, we want to do this. Yes, that's what we want. And there is the number. There it is. Okie dokie. Beautiful. Oh, yeah, nice and big on your screen so you can read it. I forgot there's a little bug. I got to get it higher than that. There we go. There we go. Get it above the Zoso dude and everything will be fine. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect right there. I believe the phone is on. Yes. Yes, the phone is on and it is working. Have you ever been in a situation where you worked on something and you didn't think it was going to come out, and it was taking way longer than you anticipated, and you were just like frustrated and ready to give up, and then out of nowhere, it just like came together at the end, and you're like, wow, that came out all right after all. Have you ever been in that kind of situation? Because that's kind of what happened to me this week with painting my boss's cabinets. Monday through Thursday, I knew painting is all preparation. It's all preparation and about 10% painting. Painting is only as good as what's underneath it. If what is underneath it is good, painting is going to look great. Have you ever been in that kind of situation where you didn't think it was going to pan out, and then out of nowhere it worked? Or better yet, have you been in a situation where it just looked hopeless? It just didn't look like anything was going to work out. Like running out of gas out in the middle of nowhere, or breaking your shifter linkage out in the middle of a cornfield 1,000 miles from a Harley-Davidson dealership. And here comes a good old boy out of the blue with a pickup truck and a stick of gum and some tie wire and some tape and a piece of wood, and he have you ever had your ass saved by some miracle person walking down the road? Those are the kind of stories I'm looking for. Anybody have any miraculous stories where, man, I don't know how it happened, but God must have been looking down on me, because the next thing I know, problems were solved. Problems were solved. Those are the kind of people I want to hear from tonight. In fact, we have a caller right now from the 719 area code. The 719 area code. Let's see who it is. Welcome aboard.
Breaking your shifter linkage out in the middle of a cornfield.
My friend, whoever you are, you're going to have to turn off your stream in the background. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I hear you beautifully.
Gary,
how the heck are you doing?
well, I'm recovering finally after almost dying 3 times.
Wow.
I've been out of the hospital for almost 3 months. I've had gangrene. I have a large hole in my ass. Right now, I'm finally down to a piss tube, vac tube, and 2 IVs. And the wound is a 1/2 inch deep by 3 inches across, right below my butthole.
Ouch.
And about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I was at Oblong, and the nurse came in, and she goes from out of town. That is a friend of mine, and goes, "Gary, you need to go to the hospital. If you don't, you'll be dead by Monday." I go, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Your abscess, your staph infected bad." And then the nursing home goes, well, we want to send him to this little hospital there. And I go, no, I want to go to Lincoln Sarah Parker. So they sent me to Lincoln Sarah Parker, and after an hour and a half, the doctor walked in. You know what he said? Good thing you came in, because if you wouldn't have come in and you stayed there over the weekend, you would have been dead Sunday.
Oh,
I was so infected, and the infection I have was so outrageous. I'm in a infectious room now with red curtains, and I have red tape all over my door. What does that tell you?
Yeah, don't come in here with any kind of dirt on your hands. Yeah.
Yeah, don't come in or you might get it.
Oh.
But, the thing is, Wednesday the 5th, I go in for my check. I was on 9 different antibiotics, and I guess I got totally stupid. I was doing shit, and finally they cut me back to 3, and they go, Gary, at least you aren't doing this. No, I didn't do that. They go, yes, you did. I guess I went kind of lulu on the antibiotics, and I found that 2 of them, they were giving me ones I wasn't supposed to take.
Oh.
Now I'm on a real weird one. I mean, it's for a very, very bad infection. And they think they got it beat. I'll find out Wednesday.
Did they?
The only nice thing, if they ain't got it beat, then I won't have a roommate for the last month I'm here.
So, I mean, the abscess, were they able to, like, it? I mean, without getting...
I've been in and out of the hospital. I ain't been home in 10 months, Zeus. I ain't seen my apartment in 10 months. I ain't stepped a foot in it at all. I don't even remember what the fuck it looks like. After shit, then it's been sold. My cars, I had to sell my car, had to sell the big screen, had to sell both the big screen. I'm broke. I sold half of everything I own. It's all gone.
Mm.
When everybody was giving me shit about needing money, and I said, okay, you think I'm fucking ripping you off? Fine, and I quit asking. I ended up selling my car for $3,000 as a $6,000 car. Ended up selling my $2,000 TV for $300. I got $200 for the other one. I fucking had to sell everything. I fucking don't have nothing left. Nothing.
Man.
I'm broke.
Do they?
And everybody thought I was a crook, and that's fine. I don't care anymore. I ain't never asking anybody for anything again. If I can't figure out a way to get it, fuck it. I'll just live in poverty.
Did they have the doctors addressed your abscess? Do they have it under control? Is it healing?
The staph infection, they got rid of in 3-4 days.
Okay.
It just needed to be treated. But if it was getting so out of hand with the infection, if I would have stayed there in another day or two, I would have just gone to sleep, not woke up. That's the minor thing.
Aren't there people at the nursing home looking at you?
And got kicked out with the second nursing home in Mattoon. And I called in about them not taking care of people, let people laying in shit all night long. They didn't feed me or nothing for 2 days. They left me lay in bed. They wouldn't move me. They came and got me out of bed and threw me in a wheelchair for 8 hours. They come back in, and when there was a puddle of blood on the floor, they go, oh, shit, and sent me to the hospital.
Unbelievable.
I got to the hospital, and after 2 weeks, they got the bleeding and stuff and everything to where it was looking halfway decent. And I went to Gifford, the place as a child. When I was 18 years old, we saved a nursing home with a radio station. We helped save it. So they took me in, even though they didn't have no room, they made rooms. Wow. I was there about a week and a half, and that's when I knew, even though I had the broken neck, which is what I originally went into the nursing home for.
Right.
I walked 50 feet with a walker, got in and out of bed on my own, and got in and out of the wheelchair with assist. So I know I can still walk, even though I have only, my left arm hardly works at all. And I've only got about 80% of my right arm. The one neurologist says she thinks I could get all my right arm back and 50 to 60% of my left arm back. The thing is if I would have got the neurologist to listen to me and give me the cure, I would have never fell from the Gravis because it would have been cured, and I would have never broke my neck. See why I'm mad?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, because of the hospital not doing their fucking job, I'm now a permanent cripple.
Oh, man.
You know, but I mean, I don't care. I want. Then I get I get to Gifford, and I'm there a week and a half. Also, oh my God, you got gangrene on your ass.
Oh, my.
Well, when they found out the gangrene was on the top, it was deep. That's why they couldn't see it. Went back to the hospital. Big, cut all the way down the tailbone was showing, Zeus.
Wow.
I actually have a picture of my tailbone. A hole in my butt is so big.
Oh, buddy.
3 inches deep, 4.5 inches across by 2 inches wide. That's how big of a hole they had to cut out to get rid of the gangrene.
Oh.
So I got sent to Oblong. That was the only place that had a nurse that could give me the shots I needed every day. They go, well, at 3 months, 4 months, the hole will fill in, and you can go home. Well, I didn't get no care there at all. I was getting the shots I needed. Wasn't getting no therapy for my broken neck. You know, wasn't getting the proper care for my butt. Every 2 hours I was supposed to be elevated left and right. Never happened. I was supposed to be getting my wound fixed, changed 3 times a day. Sometimes I was lucky if it was changed 3 times a week.
Oh.
And that's when it got to the point where I had where I had the infections and went to the hospital after 4 months.
Oh.
Okay, so now I'm in Sullivan nursing home. I've been here 4 weeks. I have a vacuum, what they call a vacuum pump on the wound.
Okay.
You can see little blood get sucked out. It sucks blood into the wound.
Okay.
Okay, so it's been it was down to 2 inches deep and 1/2 inch across. That means it was healing. Well, this morning it spread to 2 inches wide and 1/2 inch deep. You know what that means? That means it's filling in. That's what I've been waiting for.
Okay.
Because it only has to fill up 1/2 inch now, and then if it don't skin over, you can skin graft it. Once you do that, then I can actually, because I had to have a colonostomy with a shit bag. That was the only way I could keep the shit out of the wound.
Oh.
I'm shitting out a bag in front of me. I mean, I got a hose to the left up here, and I got a hose that stuck the blood. I got another hose here. I got 2 hoses in my arm they give me shit with. I have not been out of bed but 2 times in the last month. Tomorrow, 10 o'clock, they're putting me in a chair to do my arm therapy. I can't fucking wait.
Wow.
I am so ready to sit in a wheelchair and get my therapy with my arms above my fucking head. You know what I'm saying?
Are you laying on your? You have to be laying on your stomach, I would think.
I have to lay on my back and have a pillow underneath my right cheek every 3 hours. They take it out from the right cheek, put it underneath the left cheek, because they got to keep the wound off the bed.
I was gonna.
I have a new wedge that was supposed to be here today, and it didn't show up. Good old Amazon. Oh, we're sorry, it'll be there Monday. So the one time you want it to come on time, it's the one thing that doesn't come on time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, Gary, you got a bunch of people.
What's going on? I've come so close to death that nothing scares me no more, Zeus.
Yeah.
I wake up and I look out the thing, and the doctor goes, "You'll be lucky if you make it through the day, Gary." I go, "What are you talking about? I'm lucky I made it to today. I'm not fucking, if I'm died, I'm happy." He goes, "Why are you talking?" Well, that means God finally took me. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
There's days I cried and asked God to take me. I hurt so bad.
Oh.
They wouldn't give me my Mestinol. For 2 months, I laid in bed at Oblong, bouncing in bed from spasms for hours on end. And finally, the day came I was supposed to go see their neurologist. Well, it backfired on him. You want to know why? I went to the hospital, and I go, doctor, and he goes, Gary. It was my old doctor from MDA, Cranston, the head of MDA. What's going on, Gary? And I told him what's happened. He was so fucking pissed. He goes, God damn, Gary, you've been self-medicating for 13 years. Why didn't they listen to you? It shows in your chart. You've taken up to 300 milligrams 4 times a day. It would not hurt to up it at all. They go, none of the neurologists want to give you that permission. And I lost you, and the other girl left. He got on the phone while I was in the conference call, and he fucking was cussing, buddy.
Did he set them straight down there?
Oh, he goes, I want him up to 120 milligrams 4 times a day, every 6 hours. And the only reason I wanted it that, I'm setting up an appointment so he gets to go see a neurologist for a cure. 3 days I'm supposed to go see a neurologist. You know what them fuckers did? They canceled it and didn't tell me.
Can you call him directly?
So I don't know how to get hold of them directly. The thing is they can't legally cancel it. Because I have share ride with Medicaid, Medicare. Well, we canceled because we didn't have no way to get you there. So I'll share ride. Someone will come pick me up, you fucking moron. So I set up another one 3 weeks later, and them fuckers canceled it again.
No.
That's when I finally got the problem and made it here. Now, as I pick up this piece of paper, it says, Neo appointment with the new neurologist at Coral Hospital, February 26th, 11 o'clock. And you know what? This nice lady here that loves me gave me a fucking electric wheelchair.
Yeah, that's nice of her.
A $30,000 wheelchair. She just gave it to me.
Wow.
Well, see, I got one coming. He goes, well, I can't give it to you, Gary, but I'm giving it to you to use. That way, Wednesday, when I go, I'm in an electric wheelchair.
Right.
I don't have to worry about only got one arm to roll around.
Yeah,
I
right.
can load or do whatever I need to do.
And you don't need somebody
and
pushing you along.
I'll be in an electric wheelchair.
Yeah.
And when I first get home, they'll start building my new electric wheelchair, and I'll have that wheelchair to use till I get it. And she goes, then you do with whatever, I know that wheelchair will go to somebody that needs it. Then you do with that electric wheelchair whatever you want to do. I'll find some poor sap that doesn't have insurance that needs a wheelchair, and I'll give the fucker to them.
Wow.
I mean, I ended up with 2 walkers, the really fancy walkers. When I leave here, I'm giving one to therapy because I have 2. I don't need to.
Gotcha.
You know?
Man.
I'm a giver, man. I've given so much shit away, it ain't funny.
Yeah. Well, you got a bunch of people. You got a bunch of people in the chat rooting you on right now, man. A lot of people are.
I haven't been reading chat, but I mean, okay. I tell everybody in chat, I'd love to come in chat. I've been wanting to come in chat all the time, but most days I can't type. Okay.
Gotcha.
My left hand doesn't work at all. Well, it does because I'm doing therapy. Now I can hold on to a fork. I can actually scratch my ear. I've gotten it up over my head. So I know it'll work, which means I'm going to have to bust my ass for a year maybe to get 50% of it back. But my right hand, I've got one of them $100 gloves that bend the fingers in, bend the fingers out.
Oh, yeah.
And then it bends one, then it bends the next, bends the next. And it hurts like hell, but I do it every single day. So I'm getting more mobility in it.
That's good.
But the thing is, I wasn't a fast typer in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now I get in and I'm typing away, and you guys are 3 subjects away, and I just finally hit enter.
You're right.
Someone asked me to answer the question, and you're 3 subjects away into something new, and I'm just finally answering the person.
Yeah.
So I don't get into chat because I can't communicate because I can't type fast enough.
Mm.
And I don't want people thinking I'm an idiot or whatever. I just can't type very good.
Gotcha.
And it's going to take a while to get it back. Now, what's her name from Chicago?
Goober.
What's the girl's name?
C.L. Goober.
What'd you say?
C.L. Goober.
Yeah, I talk to her all the time. She was supposed to come in and tell everybody what's going on.
Yes.
You know,
She's been
a pretty good friend.
She's been keeping us up to date on.
She's good. I asked her. She would keep letting people know. We talk once in a while.
Yeah.
She knows I'm having a tough time.
Yeah.
And she's had her tough times, and I think we understand each other. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, but you got a whole bunch of people.
They've actually got. You seen me that when you were here last year when I was in the wheelchair. I wasn't doing that good. I looked good then. Yeah, I look like shit compared to that now. At one point, I was down to 121 pounds,
dude. Well, you got a bunch of people in the chat right now. You have a whole bunch of people in the chat right now that are just egging you on, saying, "Go, Gary, go!" Don't.
Sinclair, hi, Abe.
Yeah.
Peanut Mellow, Norma Williams. I miss getting in on the shows. I miss chatting with people. I loved it so much. You don't know how much I loved it.
Yeah.
You know? And when I get home, I'm going to work my ass. I'm going to try to set up what they call auto talk chat.
Yes.
To where I can talk and the words will print in the chat and hit the button.
Yes. Voice to text.
That's what I'm going to try to set up.
Okay.
I've seen it done. I've kind of did it one way, and if I can get that done, the thing is I do have a brand new 24-inch. My brother bought me a brand new 24-inch Time 2 laptop touchscreen. Where the computer's built into the screen.
Sure.
And it's touch.
Right.
So when I set myself up, that'll be really nice because it's a pinpoint touch.
There you go.
You don't need to use a mouse. You can just go touch the screen.
Well.
And I got two 24-inch screens, plus I still got my cracked touch screen, and I still got my 60-inch touch screen.
Yeah.
And then the thing I want to do is sue the shit out of Matt Toon and win $30,000 and buy all my shit back and set my goddamn broadcast up with that receiver thing I want because I can't run OBS. It sucks.
Yeah.
And I've had a chance to mess with one of the ones, that thing I was telling you about, the wheel box.
Yeah.
And man, I can run one of them. They're the way to go if you're going to broadcast. You need to look into it. I think you'd love it. It makes OBS look like child's play.
Yeah.
But it's not cheap either. You know, if you buy the base unit so you don't have to pay monthly, it's about $1,500.
Yeah.
But if I win $30,000, I can't keep money in the bank, so I figured I'd buy me a University of Illinois short bus, turn it into a little camper, because I could load it in the back, put a bed in it, put solar panels on it, put one of my refrigerators in it, put a stove in it, and then when I could drive 2 hours, if I get tired, I just pull over and take a nap.
There you go.
And then you drive 2 more hours and take a nap. That way I could go out to you. It just may take me a fucking week to get there,
Yeah. Well, hey, buddy,
What else do I got to do? You know what I'm saying?
My man, I have to say it is great to hear from you. I'm glad to know you're
I called you 4 or 5 times, asked you to call me. Did you get any of them?
I did get a couple of them when I explained it on the show. You probably didn't see it. There was 2 times you called me. It was like 2 days in a row, and literally both of the time I was literally in the middle of spraying something. I couldn't set down my sprayer and go answer the phone.
I didn't want to come on the show. I just wanted you to call me back so I could let you know what was going on,
and
just how bad off I was. I mean, I didn't want people thinking I was dead and gone.
Yeah.
but I wanted people to know I was almost dead and gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Goober's been keeping us up to speed on.
What's her name in Zoom?
Yeah.
She just every single Diapla. What's her name? Oh, I can't remember. I can't say it right. She puts a prayer out for me every single fucking day. You know what I'm saying?
Outstanding.
What's her name? DESCODAPHNE. I mean, she is righteously prayed for me every fucking day. Every day.
That's awesome,
I
buddy.
want to thank her for constantly keeping me in her prayers.
Outstanding.
You know, like it's 14 days. Aren't you in Illinois? See, and I haven't been in there for a while to answer her. So she might think I'm dead again, you know?
Right.
But there's 11 alerts. Yeah, I just don't get in there because I can't type fast enough to answer, and it just sits home. I'm laying flat in a bed
Yeah.
on my back with a computer in my lap. I don't type for shit anyway. I can barely reach a keyboard. So you get a CLG's calling me now. Hold on, let me see if I can add her. Okay.
Well, brother, I'm probably gonna have to let you run, man. You've been on for.
I'll merge. You can hang up, okay? Talk to you later. Dude.
Love you, my man. Hang tough, my brother. Our dear brother Gary Flessner,
Hang
right
up.
there.
How you doing?
Our dear brother,
just fine. I hurt my back, but
our buddy Gary Flessner, right there, giving him hell. It is, Gary has a very important place in my heart. Gary is the one who, with his coaxing, he worked on the boys in charge of Pill.net and got me onto the Foxhole. He's the one who got me onto the Foxhole. So I will forever be indebted to my dear brother Gary. He's up against some tough odds. It sounds like he's but you know what? He sounds cognizant. He's not all drugged out and doped out. I hope that God blesses him. We'll be praying for him. Welcome aboard the mystery ship, my friend. How are you doing today?
what are you talking about? I'm right behind you. Thank God. My God, you can't even see me. I'm like right there.
This is Duska on the line.
Hello,
This is
hello.
the voice of Duska right here.
Ay, 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 what's going on?
How the heck are you doing?
Jesus, I've been waiting for freaking hours.
Hey, are you going to be joining us as a guest on the as a contestant?
Hey, you made me wait. I don't know. We're going to see about that.
This is Kitty. This is Alien Surfer Chick. In case you guys don't recognize her voice.
Don't say my. It's all secret. I thought everything was secret here. Come on, everything's secret. Don't know names, don't know faces.
Hey, are you staying out of the fire zone there in Los Angeles? Are you guys still safe and sane over there?
Yeah, still got my hair. Everything's cool.
Good. Glad to hear
I
it.
donated lots of goodies to everybody.
That's great. I was in LA briefly, like 48 hours, and I wanted to try to look you guys up, but just time, had to go to a funeral, and then my rental car company really screwed me over. That was exciting. So I really didn't get to visit anybody. I saw my brother and I saw my sister, and I got back on a plane and came home. But I did go to the funeral, which was wonderful. So good to see some friends and get caught up. So you are going to join us as a contestant on the Foxhole Squares?
I'm going to win. I am going. Are you freaking kidding me? I'm going to be number one. I'm the one square that you bet on. Everybody puts your bets on me because I'm going to pull it.
This will be a lot of fun. This will be a lot of fun.
Well,
I'm looking forward to it. I think we have you penciled in for the 22nd. So
correct.
I will confirm with you.
Don't you miss that up. Don't you miss that up.
I'm going to confirm and get back to you so that it's concrete. But I very much appreciate your willingness to give it a run. We're always looking for fun and exciting female contestants on the Foxhole Squares. Have you caught any of the shows thus far?
Yeah, I watched last night. I was, I was looking a bit.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, I was looking about.
Good. Well, I catch
know what
you.
I'm getting myself into.
I know I catch you into Uncle Krusty's chat. Late nights every so often when I can't sleep and I get up and see what's going on. It's
It's there. I love him. He's my favorite.
It is certainly good to hear from you again, Kitty. It's been a minute. It has been a minute. And I was telling Norm the other day I'm working on a script.
Oh, the little doll that sits behind you.
I'm working on a script for that little girl who sits behind me. We got to put something together, which is, I don't know if you saw my new opening, but I have Duska back in on it, so I'm looking forward to it.
You better be there. But, you have a good rest of the show, and, get to the other coolers that,
All right, kiddo. Take care.
we want. All right, XOXO.
Love you, kiddo. She is a riot. That's our friend. That's our friend Kitty. 4 years ago, when I started this program, there was nothing behind me. There was absolutely nothing in this room except for this doll head, Duska, and she and her. Whoa. She and her boyfriend cooked up a little scheme, and we made Duska animated, and it was hysterical. And I have since lost the footage. It's lost. It was recorded on a phone that no longer exists. It's smashed to a million pieces. But anyway, it is nearing the end of our show, and this is the time where I like to take a few minutes and just ask us to pray for certain individuals who are in need of prayer, folks. It was really good to hear from our friend Gary. I haven't heard from Gary in quite some time. We've missed each other in phone calls, and a couple of times he has called me in the middle of the day. It has just been inopportune. I'm right. I can't. I have a job with a lot of responsibility. Sometimes it's just impossible for me to stop what I'm doing and go have a 20-minute phone call. I can't pull that off sometimes. So Gary knows I freaking love him, and it was good. One thing I will say about Gary is hearing his voice tonight. He's still full of piss and vinegar. He might be hurting, and he might be physically in not quite the shape that he would like to be in, but mentally he's still got it all together, and that's the first and most important thing to overcoming anything. So I'd like to ask us to please keep our dear friend Gary Flessner in our prayers, that God heals his wound, that he gets good care. I'm going to ask that we pray that whoever that doctor was that he ran into, that doctor gets a tap from God to check in on Gary and further help him along. And last but not least, I ask that God give Gary the strength, the inner resolve to sometimes it's up to number one to get stuff done. And God bless him. God bless Gary Flessner. I hope God takes good care of him. Our dear sister Leah Worth is another wonderful, wonderful old friend of this program. Leah herself has daily issues. I don't want to. There's a thing called too much information. But if you trust me, and I know that you do, our dear sister Leah Worth is up against it each and every day of her life. And to top things off, not only is she faced with physical challenges that are just living hell to get through each and every day, now her mother has moved in next door to her, and she is taking care of her mother. God bless this woman. God bless her from head to toe. If you would please keep our dear sister Leah Worth in your prayers, a sweeter, more wonderful woman you'll never meet. Just a dear, dear soul, and I'm really, really hoping to get her back on this show. We've been talking lately. It's been kind of hit and miss. How about tonight? No, I don't think it's going to work tonight. Maybe keep trying. So one of these days, we're going to get Lee Orth back on this show. What you drinking, brothers? Though I'm drinking rum and Coke. Although there's no rum left. It's all just Coke. All just Coke at this point. In addition to Lee Orth, our dear sister, Cherie Maddox, she has been caring for her husband, Dave, for going on 3 years now. And Dave has been fighting cancer, and he's fighting the good fight, people. He is fighting the good fight. They have holistically, she has stuck her nose in ancient books and come up with these herb recipes and stuff, and she has been treating her husband successfully. She has shrunk the cancer tumor in her husband. Talk about inner resolve. This woman is amazing. Cherie Maddox and her husband Dave. I'm going to ask just that we please continue to pray for Dave, that that something in his daily life, just some kind of burden gets eased for him, would be my prayer. And just continue to pray for Cherie. She is, she's hanging in there with the love of her life. It takes a toll on you. I would ask that you just please keep them in your prayers. I want to add someone to this list, and that is the Howell family. That is the family of my dearly departed brother. I went to a funeral in L.A. last week for my friend Glenn Howell, and his wife and his son have got some challenges ahead of them. A number of things, financial challenges. Glenn did leave them in fairly good shape financially, but you can imagine, just the mental anguish of losing your partner of some 30 some odd years. It takes a toll on them. I would just wish them inner peace, that God would console them in a way that allows them at least one decent night's sleep, because I know they haven't had any in quite some time. The Howell family, please pray for the Howell family. And my friends, that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight. I want to take just a quick second to thank the people who donated to the show tonight. You guys are nothing short of amazing. Let me shout out some names here. This is absolutely extraordinary. Thank you all so very much. No Stud All Muffins, Coffee Talk with Sandra, Rooster 55, CompTech, Just Rev, Doodah Man, Coffee Talk with Sandra, Due Diligence. You guys are absolutely the best. I am right now releasing that scratchin' over there at Pilled Foxhole. Hit that little scratchin' and get yourself some gold pills. It is like a lottery ticket. I want to see you tear it a new one. Win yourself some gold pills over there. Thank you very, very much to the people who donated to the show. You are awesome. Awesome. Over here in Lemonland is another wonderful tribe. These folks are nothing short of amazing. Nothing short of amazing, so I'm going to put something amazing into the treasure chest. Yes, I just loaded her up. So here comes the treasure chest. I'm distributing the rewards as we speak. Coming your way in 15 seconds. Thank you to everyone hanging out over there. Thank you for those hanging out over at YouTube. You are awesome. Gary Flessner, good to hear from you. Good to hear from you, my friend. Keep kicking ass, brother. Keep kicking ass. Those over at Rumble, thank you for hanging out. 16 people at Rumble. Holy freaking guacamole. Wow, that's amazing. That is nothing short of amazing. Good to see you over there. Thank you to the folks at D-Live. You rock. Bad Zoot. Look at that. Bad Zoot. Peggy Dancer. Lynn Winters, Mad Pogue, Willie Fix It. I got to show this one. That's a nice little, yeah, baby. That is at D-Live. They opened up the treasure chest and they stuck in their thumb and they pulled out a plum. It's a beautiful thing. All right. One last plea. If you would like to be a contestant on the Foxhole Squares, it's just like the Hollywood Squares, done Foxhole style. Either be a contestant, or perhaps if you are a content creator who wants to be a guest square for a week, then reach out to me, zosodude@protonmail.com, zosodude@protonmail.com. I love each and every one of you. I'm going to get out of here, folks. It's been a long, cold, freezing night. It's snowing outside. It is snowing outside as we speak, and it's going to snow for the next 5 days here. So I need to go in and warm my buns. I need to go in and warm my buns with whatever I can warm them with. Let me see. Here we go. I found a new seaside sound. We're going to be trying that one out tonight. It's got one hell of a foghorn. Let's see what you guys think. All right, we'll see you around the bend. Be good, my friends. Have a great, great week ahead. Sayonara. Now that's a fucking foghorn.